been so quickly destroyed and made combat ineffective, devastated. We said it would not be a fair fight, and it has not been.
Good. I'm glad it's not a fair fight. We don't want a fair fight. We want to win the fight.
As I stated during our first press conference on day 2, that was 10 short days ago, the combination of the world's 2 most powerful air forces is unprecedented and unbeatable. Between our Air Force and that of the Israelis, over 15,000 enemy targets have been struck. That's well over
that's a lot of targets.
1,000 a day. No other combination of countries in the world can do that. So today, as we speak, we fly over the top of Iran and Tehran. Fighters and bombers all day picking targets as they choose. As our intelligence gets better and better and more refined. Looking up, the IRGC and Iranian regime sees only 2 things on the side of aircraft: the Stars and Stripes and the Star of David.
Honestly, that's probably not what you want to see flying over you if you are an enemy of Israel or the United States. I imagine that would be very frightening to see planes flying over you with the Stars and Stripes. We have the most powerful Air Force that the world has ever seen, and I don't think, as an enemy of the United States, you would like to see that Air Force.
Evil regime's worst nightmare. Iran has no air defenses. Iran has no air force. Iran has no navy. Their missiles, their missile launchers, and drones being destroyed or shot out of the sky. Their missile volume is down 90%.
Wow.
Their one-way attack drones yesterday, down 95%.
Wow.
And as the world is seeing, they are exercising sheer desperation in the Straits of Hormuz. Something we're dealing with. We have been dealing with it, and don't need to worry about it. We're on plan to defeat, destroy, disable all of their meaningful military capabilities at a pace the world has never seen before.
You know, I don't doubt that. I really don't. I mean, we took out their supreme leader and the other higher-ups in the military all within the first couple hours of this war. I mean, that's not a fair fight, and that is also a really fast war. I mean, I can't imagine them lasting very long with all of their leadership gone. How do they do anything? They don't have any air defenses. They don't have any navy, like everything that Hegseth was saying here. I don't know how this war could possibly go on much longer. It seems to have been going really fast. But, you know, maybe I will be mistaken, and what I'm saying right now will age like sour milk. But I don't imagine this lasting all that long. I don't know how it possibly could last very long.
But it's not just that Iran doesn't have a functioning air force, or that their entire navy is at the bottom of the Persian Gulf, or their missile force is shrinking daily. Even more importantly, they also don't have the ability to build more. That's the most important component I'd like.
Absolutely, that is key. It's one thing to destroy all of the equipment that they do have, but you have to go after the manufacturing process. If they can't make any more to replace what they've already lost, then that's really when you've won the war. If they can't rebuild themselves.
To emphasize today. Soon and very soon, all of Iran's defense companies will be destroyed. For example, as of 2 days ago, Iran's entire ballistic missile production capacity, every company that builds every component of those missiles, has been functionally defeated, destroyed. Buildings, complexes, and factory lines all across Iran destroyed. So we're shooting down and destroying what missiles they still have in stock, but more importantly, ensuring that they have no ability to make more. Their production lines, their military plants, their defense innovation centers, defeated. Good. Iran's leadership is in no better shape. Desperate and hiding, they've gone underground, cowering. That's what rats do. We know the new so-called not-so-supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. He put out...
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if he's dead. I don't think we've seen them lately or seen him lately. So I don't know. I mean, how do we know that he's still alive? I don't know. I guess the military might know, but I could imagine them just making things up and pretending like he's still alive to keep the morale of the IRGC up. But I don't know. I'm not
Statement
so
yesterday,
sure.
a weak one, actually, but there was no voice and there was no video. It was a written statement. He called for unity.
See, a written statement. That's, I mean, how do we know this guy didn't have somebody else write it because he's dead? Also, the call for unity, what he was saying just there. I mean, it's kind of late for a call of unity. I mean, they didn't care about unity when they were killing tens of thousands of their own people in the streets 2 months ago. They didn't care about unity then. They didn't care about unity over the last 4 decades, 4 or 5 decades that they've been around, when they've been, again, killing their own people and funding terrorism around the entire world. They didn't care about unity then. The only reason they care about unity now is obvious. They only care about it now because they're losing this war.
Apparently, killing tens of thousands of protesters is his kind of unity. Iran has plenty of cameras and plenty of voice recorders. Why a written statement? I think you know why. His father, dead. He's scared, he's injured, he's on the run, and he lacks legitimacy. It's a mess for them. Who's in charge? Iran may not even know. With every passing hour, we know, and we know they know, that the military capabilities of their evil regime are crumbling. They can barely communicate, let alone coordinate. They're confused, and we know it. Our response? We will keep pressing. We will keep pushing, keep advancing. No quarter, no mercy for our enemies.
Absolutely. Now is not the time to pull back. We need to just keep going at it, and making sure that they are completely defeated. If you stop now, if you give them mercy now, they could come back and it could end up biting us in the future. So I agree. Just keep going.
Yet some in this crew, in the press, just can't stop. Allow me to make a few suggestions. People look up at the TV and they see banners, they see headlines. I used to be in that business, and I know that everything is written intentionally. For example, a banner or a headline, Mideast war intensifies, splashing on the screen the last couple of days, alongside visuals of civilian or energy targets that Iran has hit, because that's what they do. What should the banner read instead? How about Iran increasingly desperate? Because they are. They know it, and so do you.
Is anybody else tired of the mainstream media? Or is it just me? I just can't they just be positive about the United States once in a while? Would it really kill them? Just, I don't know, be more patriotic. Try to, you know, tell the people exactly what's happening in Iran, and and let's feel good about our military for once. Why do we always have to feel like we're on the defensive and everything when we're clearly not? Just, I don't know, be positive of the United States for once. Come on, CNN or MS Now or MSNBC, whatever they're going by. Just come on. Be happy to be American.
If it can be admitted. Or more fake news from CNN. Reports that the Trump administration underestimated the Iran war's impact on the Strait of Hormuz.
That's just crazy. Does CNN really think that after all this planning that has obviously gone into this attack, that we wouldn't know what was going to happen in the Strait of Hormuz? I mean, we went in, we killed the supreme leader, we killed all of the top guys in Iran, and we did that within the first 2 hours of the attack. And they really think that we didn't think about the Strait of Hormuz and how this war was going to impact it. That's just crazy. Of course we thought about that. Of course we have some kind of strategy and plan for it. It's absurd to suggest anything otherwise.
Patently ridiculous, of course. For decades, Iran has threatened shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. This is always what they do, hold the strait hostage. CNN doesn't think we thought of that. It's a fundamentally unserious report. The sooner David Ellison takes over that network, the better.
It
Another
can't get
example
any worse.
of a fake headline that I saw yesterday. War widening. Here's a real headline for you for an actual patriotic press. How about Iran shrinking, going underground? You see, Iran's
Going
leaders are
underground
hiding in
like
bunkers
rats.
and moving into civilian areas. The only thing that is widening is our advantage. Not to mention our Gulf partners stepping up even more, now going on the offense, and have always been with us on the defense with collective and integrated air defenses. Our will, it is unshakable. Our options, maximized, and our capabilities still building. We're going up, they're going down. As I said from the start, President Trump holds the cards. He'll determine the pace, the tempo, and the timing of this conflict. His hand firmly on the wheel, as well as on the throttle setting. America first, peace through strength in action. From day one, as our nation expects and the president demands, our warriors have fought with lethality, precision, and rapid innovation. In fact, today will be, yet again, the highest volume of strikes that America has put over the skies of Iran and Tehran. The number of
Wow,
sorties and
that's
number
incredible.
of bomber pulses, the highest yet, ramping up and only up. And quantity has a quality of its own as we continue to ramp up.
That's actually a quote from Stalin. Quantity has a quality all of its own. Just an interesting tidbit.
Every tool of AI, of cyber, of space, EW, counter UAS, you name it, we're employing it. Blinding, confusing, and deceiving our enemy. Because we know who the good guys are here. And the American people do too. And that makes my job simple. I serve God, the troops, the country, the Constitution, and the President of the United States, and answer only to those. All in service of victory on the battlefield and the military objectives that we've laid out from day one. Defeat the missiles, missile launchers, and defense industrial base, which I laid out today. Defeat the Navy and deny Iran the ability to have a nuclear weapon. Clear, decisive, achievable.
I like those goals, and I like to hear those goals, how they are clear, decisive, and measurable, because, I think that all of us are we're a little worried that this could end up as another Afghanistan or Iraq, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be in these regime change wars that are going to last 20 years. I don't want that. I don't think anybody really wants it, other than maybe the military industrial complex. There you go. So anyway, I don't think anybody wants those regime change wars. And so when I hear that they have clear goals, clear measurable goals, and he lists them out, destroy the missiles, destroy the missile launchers, destroy the Navy, those are clear goals. And I hope and I believe that with those goals, we will not be sucked into another decades-long war. We will achieve those goals and we'll get out of there. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, and it seems like we are well on our way to achieve those goals. If the goalposts start to change and we start to just move them and we no longer just want to take out the Navy, for example, and we want to instead put in these regime change goals, then at that point, I might feel a little less enthusiastic about what's going over in Iran. But anyway, as of right now, I'm okay with it. Iran is the epicenter of terrorism. They fund terrorism all around the earth, and we can't let somebody like that exist. And we certainly can't let somebody like that exist with nuclear weapons or with missile manufacturing technology, with them just building up their arsenal of missiles and launching them to Israel or to any other place in the Middle East. We've seen that Iran has been lashing out to a lot of people or a lot of countries rather, that have been neutral in this fight. It just goes to show who you're working with. And yeah, who we're working with is Iran, and they're just they're a bunch of terrorists. They're not great people.
And Admiral Cooper knows, the CENTCOM commander who we spent a couple of hours with last night, that in pursuit of those objectives, we have his back in every way. His commanders know that, and so do the troops in harm's way. Admiral Cooper gets what he needs, the assets, the authorities, the munitions, you name it. We will stop at nothing to win. War is hell. War is chaos. And as we saw yesterday with the tragic crash of our KC-135 tanker, bad things can happen.
Yeah, that is a tragedy for sure. The bombing, or rather the crash of the KC-135. That is terrible. I mean, in the very unlikely event that any of their families see this video, I'm very sorry for your loss, and they were definitely American heroes. And my respect goes out to them. So,
American heroes, all of them. And as I have with all of them, as we have, we will greet those heroes at Dover, and their sacrifice will only recommit us to the resolve of this mission. But war in this context and in pursuit of peace is necessary, which is why each day on bended knee we continue to appeal to heaven, to Almighty God's providence, to watch over and give special skill and confidence to our leaders and to our warriors. To those warriors who this nation prays for every single day, I hear from all of you out there who pray for them every day. Stay on bended knee and pray for them. I continue to say to them, Godspeed. May the Lord bless you and keep going.
Either currently or have served in the military. Take a look at this Fox News poll that came out during the past week. Net approval rating of the current U.S. military action against Iran. Look at that. Overall, Fox News shows a dead even split. But look at those who served in the military. Significantly higher support for the U.S. military action currently going on in Iran at plus 20 points. That should not be so much of a surprise, because take a look at how they view Trump's foreign policy overall. Again, look at those who served in the U.S. military versus overall. If you look at Trump's foreign policy overall, the net approval rating on that per Fox News, those who served in the military, they like
plus 28 points. 28-point split, that's a lot of points. And, you know, I don't find this all that surprising, honestly. Now, I'm not a veteran, so, you know, I don't speak for veterans or anything, but I feel like this isn't surprising in that veterans look at what's going on in Iran, and they probably think two things. One, they're probably happy that we're finally going after the source of all this funding for terrorists in the Middle East. Iran is obviously the source for all these terrorists, and you know, I'm sure that a lot of veterans were fighting over in Iraq and Afghanistan for years, and they kept thinking to themselves, why are we not going to the source of this? Why are we just, you know, stamping out these little fires, not going after the big main forest fire that's Iran? We're not, hopefully not going to be in some long drawn out fight that's going to last decades. We'll go in there, we'll take out their top leadership, which we already have. We'll take out their military bases, which we already have. We'll take out the missiles and the missile silos and the missile factories, and we'll be out of there. And I'm sure that's what a lot of veterans wish that we would have done in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. So, yeah, I don't find these numbers all that surprising. But like I said, I'm not a veteran, so if I have any veteran viewers out there, let me know if I'm completely off base or if I'm kind of echoing your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. So,
like what's going on average. Look at that. The net approval rating plus 8 points for Trump's foreign policy. But look at those overall. Way, way down there at minus 20 points. We're talking about a nearly 30-point gap between those who served in the military and overall. And this split, when it comes to those who served in the military and overall, dates back to Trump's elections, all the way back to 2016. But let's look at the 2024 numbers. Look at this. 2024 results. Those who served in the military, Trump won them by, get this, 31 points. Kamala Harris actually won all other voters by 2 points. And that means, Johnny Berman, that means that Donald Trump only won in 2024 because of support from those who served.
Yeah, that's true. Look at that. 31 points above Harris as far as served in military, as far as veterans go. They went for Trump, 31 points. That's incredible. And honestly, that's not surprising either, because if you've listened to Kamala Harris talk for more than 30 seconds, you know that she would have been a terrible commander in chief. I mean, she can't even get out a sentence, much like me. But we really expect her to actually go toe to toe with Putin or the Ayatollah or any of Xi Jinping or any of our other adversaries. We really expect her to go toe to toe with them and come out on top with diplomatic, means or even with military means. That's that's come on, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean that's not surprising either. But anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.